Okay, we are live. How's everybody doing? Let's go. We are live here in the studio. It is now April 25th, 9:02 a.m. Pacific time, 2021, by the way. We're in the year 2021 for those watching maybe in the future. April 25th, 9:02 a.m. Pacific time. Hope everybody's had a great week. Can you see me and hear me okay? How does it look? How does it sound? Let me know in the comment section, or in the chat, I should say. Yeah, William, I'm ready to go here, my friend. We got Handquake here. Let's do it, man. Blasius, good to see you. Carl, yeah. Haters gonna hate. I see we got 15 likes already, so let's get that like button, people. We have 52 of you watching. I want a 1-to-1 ratio today. Mark Fernando, how good to see you. Just Incredible Studios. Hey, Olaf. Good to hear that, Moyo. Good to see you, my friend. Loud and clear, David. And we got our good buddy Duck Vision. Year is flying by. I can't believe how quick it's going, William. Jan Henrik, good to see you, my friend. Everything great, except I should do something to my HP Spectre fan. Why does it scream all the time? That is a good question. Good evening to Roland Glore. All right. All right, so let's get to business here. Good to see everybody. It's been a while. Well, it's been a week. And I dropped my video on the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Carbon Gen 9 yesterday, and that actually is doing really well. So I'm glad to see we're getting good traction on the channel. Surface Laptop 4 video, we're approaching 35,000 views already in a week. Not bad. That's good considering way things were going. Even the Huawei MateBook X Pro, which I didn't expect a lot out of, is doing pretty well so far. It's got, I think, a 10 or 11,000, and it's growing, actually. Slow, steady climb on that one. And the one from yesterday is doing well. I think we have about 8,000 now. We're approaching less than 24 hours, so that has been pretty good. Looking good so far. So I want to just let everybody know, I received 2 units. One, I bought my own, the Core i5, and we'll take a look at it right here. And you can see the one on the left is the one I bought. This is the Core i5 model with the full HD plus resolution. And this is the UHD plus model. And this is the Core i7 1165 G7 with the integrated Iris Xe graphics. Both of them have integrated Iris Xe graphics. Olaf, you are correct. This one is going back on Monday. I'm getting a replacement unit Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It should be here. This is defective. The fans are not working. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So it was running on limited performance mode, so I couldn't really test anything beyond the display because of the limited performance. I was able to test the Core i5. I showed some initial benchmarks in that video yesterday. Of course, I will be doing more in my full review. So let's take a look at these. This is the, and let's bring this one up. This is the Core i5 model, and I'll open this one as well just so you can see the display. But again, I can't really test the performance on it because of its limited performance due to the defective fans. And here you can see fan error. There you can see it. So what'll happen is I'll press escape and it'll be with limited performance. So it looks like it already started to do that. So not good. I mean, it's okay. It happens. It's a review unit. It's not a retail unit. So things like that do happen every now and then. It's not my first time I've had a review unit conk out on me. Now let me see if I can get it started here. But either way, you can see how glossy the display is. This is the Core, and what you're looking at here on the left is the Core i5 model, Full HD Plus. So if I press escape, now it should work. Now, let's just go over the different specs on this. Now, I did cover that in the video, and as you can see, beautiful, beautiful UHD Plus display, 3840 by 2400 on this one. You can see it's a little bit more vibrant. This is a matte display. This has an anti-glare coating on it. and it actually really is nice. A 400 nit display, that is a 500 nit display, and it's pretty close. Actually, I measured a little above on both. This is a little bit over 400, a little bit over 500 on that one. Now, the thing about this one is it is a little bit more glossy, and you'll see glare and reflections a lot more than you would on this one, although it is absolutely gorgeous. An HDR Dolby Vision display. That means you're going to get the really high dynamic range when you're watching optimized content on Netflix, Amazon, and YouTube. It looks really good. Absolutely gorgeous. It has coverage of the color gamut that is better than this one. You saw it on the numbers. If you didn't check out the video, go ahead and do so. It would be good for you to check it out, because I will have the full review coming. Now, I am fortunate to have both of these units into the studio. There are a couple of changes between these from this Gen 9 to Gen 8 from last year. And let me get these showing you some of the differences. Well, these are both Gen 9, obviously. So we now have speakers on the sides. There are quad speakers on these. You'll also notice that the fingerprint scanner is now, the button, the power button, I should say, is now the fingerprint scanner. It doubles as that. There used to be around here in Gen 8, and you can see it in my video. I show a comparison. There are quad speakers, as I mentioned, and they do sound really good. They do sound really good. We got 78 of you watching with only 29 likes. What is going on, people? Hit that like button. We need a 1-to-1 ratio to get this spread out over YouTube. And by the way, memberships open. That helps support the channel, helps me get devices like this. Also, super stickers, super chats are open. I want to see some super chats today. Certainly helps out the channel. But getting back to this, obviously the keyboard layout is a little bit different. Now, one thing you're going to notice, this has the legendary ThinkPad keyboard. No question, it's still great. It is a bit on the shallow side, as I mentioned, but it is not a deal breaker by any stretch. I hope I can make that clear. This is still an excellent keyboard. I don't care what anybody says. This is probably better than any laptop out there right now, although I got to say the Surface Laptop 4 has a really nice keyboard. It is expensive, but you can get it on sale, Waffles, or you can get it on sale. They do run many sales over at Lenovo, so you have to be vigilant. I mentioned that into the video. You got to keep your eye on the website. They do discount a lot, and there you go. Okay, so gorgeous ThinkPad, Jan. I agree. Gorgeous ThinkPad. Some limitations, no pen support. Yeah, I didn't see any pen support on this. No SD card reader, I mentioned as one of my cons in the pros and cons, but that's kind of what we've been getting out of a lot of these laptops here in 2021. Mr. AMD knows my keyboard files were deleted from a Manhattan 11.1 hub. Oh, I know, you told me about that. That's not good. External dongles are not always reliable. Yeah, and that's the downside of going with that. And Apple certainly is making you live the dongle life, and now we're starting to see less ports. But I gotta say, the port selection is pretty decent on this. 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports, USB/USB 4 ports. That gives you a lot of versatility on those, of course. Multiple 4K monitors. You can run an 8K monitor. You can connect to an external GPU. You could also you also have an HDMI 2.0 port on that. That's really nice that that's still there. USB-A ports on this, 2 of them, I believe, right? There are 2, one on the left here. You can see it here. And I can show you the 2 Thunderbolts there. You got the USB-A 3.2 Gen 1 and HDMI 2.0. And then, of course, on the right side, you got a 3.5 millimeter combo audio jack. And then, of course, a 3.1 Gen 2. 3.2 Gen 1, rather, USB-A port and a Kensington lock. If you get the optional 5G, and yes, 5G is available as an option on this, you can get it, and that is good. Now, as far as what's user upgradability, and then you'll have the SIM card, the nano SIM slot will be on the right side. Now, as far as what's user upgradable, I showed you in the video. I opened it up. It's very easy. Just unloosen the T5, no, not the T5, the Phillips head screws, pop off the plate and you're in. And the port, what's user upgradable, of course, is the SSD. You can upgrade it, and you can get this with up to 1 terabyte configured out from Lenovo. You could also, that's the only thing you can change out. The rest is soldered into the motherboard, that being the RAM. It's LPDDR4X RAM. You can get it up to 32. I don't know about in the United States yet as far as availability. I'm checking on that, but I know outside the United States you might be able to definitely configure it up to 32. I don't know if they're just ready yet, but I'm not really sure if it's an availability yet on their website. We'll find out. That's either that or it's coming, but that's definitely what the press materials are saying. Also, the Wi-Fi card is Wi-Fi 6, and it is Bluetooth 5.1. And as I mentioned, you can get optional 5G/LTE. So let's take a look at the bezels. What do you think of the bezels? I know Makran says, are they outdated? They're slimmed down from the Gen 8 I showed you in the video. They are slightly slimmer. But you tell me, they are a little bit thick. You can see a little bit of a chin, not too bad. I'm not crazy about it's okay. It's not terrible. I've seen thinner and I've certainly seen thicker. Look at the Surface Laptop 4. But I think it's pretty good for a business-focused laptop. Not bad at all. Has a really nice look. Now, speaking of the look, and I'll get to your comments in a moment. And by the way, the hinges are very good. It's a 180-degree hinge. On the right, and I'll show you that it folds out. On the right, you can see the carbon fiber, the woven carbon fiber weave that is only available on the UHD Plus, and the regular black on the Core i5 Full HD Plus model, and you can see it there. Now, this carbon fiber the woven carbon fiber weave we've seen before. I've showed it with the Extreme Gen 3 that I had from Lenovo's ThinkPad line. And we've seen this black one before. Fingerprints aren't too bad, actually. You will notice them, but the coating has been better. This latest generation from ThinkPads have been better. You will need to carry a cloth still, but not quite as bad as previous iterations. So Jan Hendrik is saying that the 32 gigabyte option for the RAM is available in Europe. Did they reduce the key travel of the keyboard? Yes, they did. A little bit. I don't think it's a deal breaker. And let's take a look at the keyboards again. So, and we'll talk about presence detection and the camera in a moment, but they did reduce the key travel a bit. It's not bad. In fact, it's still an excellent keyboard. I don't care what anybody says. You could see it here. It's just a really comfortable keyboard, one of the selling points of a ThinkPad. So people are very sensitive to that. I understand. They don't want them to mess with the keyboard, but it is a really thin laptop. Now, I think it has a bigger battery this time around. Now it has a 57 watt-hour battery as opposed to the 51 watt-hour battery on Gen 8. And I got to tell you, I've already gotten 14 plus hours on the Full HD Plus, as well as doing well on this one, although I can't really test that with the full performance because this one is defective. The fans are not working, so I can't really give you any numbers yet on that. So let's wait till I get my replacement unit early this week. All right. Let's get to some questions here. Yeah, thanks, Zach. Cheers to you, my friend. Does the Ming Zhang is saying, does the 4K UHD have PWM flickering issues? I didn't really detect it, but let's take a look at it. So what we want to do is we want to lower the display. Let's get to this camera. Can you detect any? I mean, it's hard with the studio lights and the reflections. So here it is. Let's lower this one. So they're pretty lowered down. I don't see any. I don't detect any. No, I don't detect any flicker. And what it's talking about is PWM, pulse width modulation, and that is, some people are sensitive to that, and they can see lines when it in certain settings, but I don't see it here. Hi buddy, this is my first live with you. How are you? Welcome. Do you recommend the IdeaPad Slim 7.8 versus the X1 Yoga 4th Gen refurbished for $971? It's a 4th gen on that Yoga. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not a bad price, but I would start looking at the more modern processors. As far as the Slim 7, I love that one. That's a great one if you can find it. There's a chip supply shortage, of course. But either way, you'll be fine. I think I would prefer the Slim 7 just simply because of the modern chip that you'd find. Now, the Gen 4 of the Lenovo Yoga is going to be fine as well, the ThinkPad. Can you plug in a dedicated graphics card to the Carbon? Yes, you can. You can plug in an external GPU. You cannot add a one that you put inside the laptop, but because of the Thunderbolt 4, you can add in an external GPU. And that's one of the benefits of having a Windows laptop based on this platform with this Evo platform, of course, from Intel. And of course, you can do that. Now, you can't necessarily do that with AMD or with a Mac. You cannot do that with a Mac. We know that. What's the difference? What's the CPU wattage difference for the i5 versus the i7? I don't think there's any wattage difference. They're both, I think they're 20, what are they, 20, what are they, 15 to 25? I think these are the 25 watt variants, but correct me if I'm wrong. There is an 1185 G7 available on the Core i7 as the top end, and I don't have that. I have the 1165 G7, and again, for those joining us late, there is a defect on this. The fans are not working, and so it's running in a limited performance mode. I will be getting my replacement early this year. So good to see everybody. We're now getting started here. Those of us joining us late, it's now Andrew here at 9:18 a.m. Pacific time. We're looking at the X1 Carbon Gen 9 here for 2021. I have both versions of it with the full HC+, UHC+, Core i5, Core i7 here in the studio. And liking it so far. Video's doing well for those that didn't check it out. Super chats are open. That certainly helps out the channel. Helps me get more of these type of the devices to review. Super stickers, memberships certainly help on a monthly basis. It doesn't cost a lot, and it definitely helps out the channel because I reinvest everything to bring you more content. So there you go. Are the Gen 9s built as tough as the previous models? Yes, they've undergone 200 plus tests in terms of that. Military grade standard rating, carbon magnesium chassis. This one has the woven carbon fiber top, as you see here. This one has the regular black, as we just noticed. And both are slim and light. I think this is 2.8 pounds, 1.2 kilograms or so, whatever that is. Check out all the metrics. It's on my channel in that video. Nano or Gen 9? All right, so Nano is a much smaller device. And I happen to have it here. So the Nano is just ridiculously thin at 1.99 pounds or a kilogram or whatever, less than a kilogram. It's less than a kilogram, 0.95 kilograms, something like that. Anyway, my math is off today, but let me clean it. So what we have here is the, and we could put these over here, and this is the Nano just to give you a size difference. So here you can see the three. These are the two X1 Carbons, Gen 9. This is the X1 Nano Gen 1. So this is a new product, and we've gone over it numerous times on live streams. And of course, I made my unboxing and review videos. Check it out. But there you go. Those are the three there. So which do I prefer? Well, it depends. They're both thin and light, but you get more ports on the Gen 9. So they're sacrificing a few ports on this. This, of course, only has Thunderbolt 4 ports, and they're located on the left side there. You see them. So you do sacrifice ports. You get a much better port selection on the Gen 9. Although this is so super light and thin that it's unbelievably thin and light that you hardly notice it in your bag. So there is something to be said by that. All of them have optional LTE or 5G, which I love. So I'm loving this ThinkPad line here for 2021. And if you didn't check out my channel, I've also reviewed the X1 Titanium Yoga, which I'm absolutely loving. That is a 3:2 aspect ratio. I dropped a video on that. I'll have another video coming on that in the full review. And I will show some comparisons in the new ThinkPad line. So stay tuned. A lot of good stuff is coming up. Now, we have 110 or 109 watching right now, and we only have 57 likes. What's the deal, people? Get that like button up. Come on. Get that like button. We want to get that like button up. Come on. All right. Let's just get some questions here. Andrew, any chance you are going to review the Asus G14 and G15? I've reached out to Asus. I'm waiting on them. I'm hopefully will be getting that. I have something from MSI coming, by the way. I know most of your laptops are professional level. Just wondering, I do consumer. You know that. I've been doing a lot of ThinkPads lately because of their releases, their release cycle. But I do consumer, of course. I do the Dell XPS 13. I do the 15, 17. I do all that. I do their business line with the Latitude. I do the HPs, all their consumer line, and their business lines with the EliteBooks, the Envies, the consumer line, and of course the Spectres. So I cover it all. Oh, we got our first super chat from Curtis and Shell Ragnar Walser. I hope I said your name right. We got $10. And I really appreciate it, and that certainly helps out the channel, and I really, really, really am happy that you did that. That is really nice, and I thank you. Yeah, so there you go. All right. Any idea if the ThinkPad AMD is coming this year? There will be some T-Series, I believe, that is coming with an AMD Ryzen on that. I'm looking forward to checking that out. I have the P-Series here, Mobile Workstation 14S, that I'm going to unbox this week. I have that. I also have the Remarkable 2, which is that inking pad that I wanted to talk about. That's coming this week. I'm a little bit behind on that, but I want to get that out. I know Rob, I don't know if Rob's here today, but if he's not, either way, I have that coming. He helped get that to the channel. That's been really good. I appreciate that. If I had to make a choice between the XPS 15 and this laptop, what would I choose? Well, I'm going to get to that super chat in a moment, but if I had to go between the XPS 15, it's a different laptop. 15 is a bigger laptop with a dedicated GPU. It's like comparing apples to oranges. So I like them both, but they're just like comparing apples to oranges. All right, so Jan Hendrick with a €10 super chat. All right. Thank you, my friend. That certainly is very appreciated, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Are you getting to review the ThinkPad? Are you going to review the ThinkPad? Of course I am. That's what I do. Yes. So which ThinkPad are you talking about? Are you talking about these ThinkPads? I've already reviewed the X1 Nano, the X1 Carbon Gen 9. I've unboxed first look. Pretty intensive. I do a pretty thorough unboxing, so you get a lot of information from my unboxings, more than most people probably. If not, I'm the most. I give you the most. And the full review will be coming. I just got to wait for this replacement unit. This is defective. Andrew, any of the fan noise on the X1? Okay, so I can't tell you on this one because they're broken on this one. Fan noise on the 5, or the Core i5 rather, and you hear it. So what you're probably hearing is coil whine, which is a big problem for some people. I haven't noticed any on mine, but it doesn't mean you're not hearing that. It's just a coil whine. It's like a whining noise, I think, that's what you're talking about. That might be a reason to return it. There is some laptops that have been plagued by that. I know the XPS 13 in the past has been plagued by that. All right, Moyo with a super sticker. Thank you, my friend. $10. All right. Yeah, that's the pair character with the thank you. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that, Moyo. It means a lot. The T15, yes, I plan on doing the T line when Lenovo sends that. I am definitely doing that, David, so stay tuned. It is slightly shallower in terms of the key travel on this, but not a deal breaker. It's still an excellent keyboard. I would tell you if it's no good. It's still fantastic. Do you know when Dell will be updating the XPS 15 laptops to the 11th gen? I expect, I got to be careful because I don't want to break any embargoes or anything. Soon. I can't give you any dates, but soon. Okay. So just stay tuned, Jeff. It's coming. I don't know. I just got to stop talking. All right. Don't say anything. There's no secrets here. I just got legalities that I got to deal with. You could expect it. We're getting towards that time of year. Not quite just yet, but we're getting there. I'm waiting on Asus. I've asked them about that, Dan. The Asus Flow X13. It looks like a great one. So we'll see. Just let's keep it quiet. We're back. And by the way, I didn't put stickers, but I studied my buttons. I know which ones, more or less, which one's which, Jeff. All right, coding agents in the house. How are you, my friend? We now got 114 watching. Awesome, yeah. All right, so let's see. Before we get back to these X1 Carbons, I'll take more of your questions on it. There was some news this week that I wanted to just really briefly touch upon, Mac, or Apple, I should say, had their event on April 20th, right? Wasn't it last week? And very disappointing as far as I'm concerned. Those iMacs are not looking good. I'm sorry. I don't like that chin on them. Some people may like the pastel colors. I don't. I don't like the white bezel around it. I'm not bashing on Apple here. The M1 is great. 24 inches is not what I'm looking for. Not for me. I'm more of a professional user, but I guess a consumer would like it. But that chin, to me, just wasn't very attractive. And I can bring it on to the screen just to show you what I'm talking about. So these are the Macs that they announced, different colors. And we see Rob just jumped on. And you can see the different colors. It's nice and spring-like. Spring, I guess that was the whole thing. 11.5 millimeters thin. There's the blue. I mean, I don't know. They don't even show you here. Maybe in the gallery they can show you. Oh, wait, I think I did this. Hold on. Let me fix this. I messed up my sub count. Okay, there we go. And you can see here, again, I'm not a big fan of this. Now, they also announced iPads, and I got a little disappointed by that as well, and I'll tell you why. Although the iPad is now got a nice mini LED, and I was going to order one. I was planning on ordering one on the 30th, but it turns out that the 12.9-inch version is not compatible with the existing Magic Keyboard, which costs over $350, which I have here somewhere. So that means I would have to spend $1,100+ plus and for the 12.9-inch, and then I would have to have another $350 on top of that. So epic fail, Carl. Epic fail. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Not good. And I was going to, and that's a lot of money to invest. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. I wanted to bring it up because I didn't want to ignore it. It was a big news thing this past week. And so let me know what you think about it. So Apple talks about reducing e-waste, but then makes products incompatible. Way to go. And that is my issue with that. That's exactly my issue, Jeff. A lot of money. It's really screwing the consumer because they released that last year. Come on. At least make that accessory, that very expensive accessory. I have lenses that cost less money than that. You know, I mean, that's ridiculous. $350. They're greedy, duck vision, and I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Hey, good to see Robert here. Good to join us. If you're joining us late, the Remarkable 2, I will have this week for sure. Got so inundated, but that's on the schedule for this week. So that's coming, and maybe we'll do a live stream with that. They're just greedy. They know what they're doing. Complain about Apple, but buy the stock. Yes. That is good financial advice. By the way, hashtag, disclaimer, we're not advisors here, so invest at your own risk. Agree with you on the new iMac. You don't look at the monitor from the side. You look at it from the front. Wow. Yeah. And that hideous white, bezel, it looks just terrible. That's just me. I didn't like it. And Robert with another $50 super chat. Wow. Overkill, my friend, like I said last week. But I certainly appreciate it. That's for sure. It helps out the channel. So getting back to eFUD, and I know you don't like the live streams. I know you've said that, but I'm glad you're joining. I'm glad. That means a lot. Apple is beep. Okay. No comment. I don't want to get demonetized. Okay. I love Apple. Listen, but stop with this. I thought you're beyond this by this point, right? You're nickel and diming your consumers, your base, and it's just so greedy. It's so greedy. Now, I'm using a MacBook, and you can see it here. I'm using a MacBook Pro 16 with an Intel-based chip, of course, Core i9, and I've been using it to live stream. I do Final Cut Pro editing on it. I have a Mac Mini with the M1 here. So there you go. You only live once. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Someone was able to fit 4 credit cards in each corner with the Magic Keyboard closed, so maybe it could fit tightly. I hope so, because I was planning on reviewing it here on the channel. I wanted to see what the M1, and by the way, that's the other big part of this, is that the M1 is now going to be outfitted into the iPad Pro, but we still don't have Final Cut Pro for the iPad, which is what I think a lot of creators want, and then we're not getting it, at least not yet. I think it's going to come at some point, but not yet. So therefore, I don't know if I'm going to review this. It's an expensive investment, and I don't want to buy it without the keyboard. So if I have an existing one here somewhere that I can't use that costs, what, $350, maybe more, was it $379? I don't even remember how much it costs. There you go. It's just a matter of nickel and diming your core people, and that's not good, Apple. You don't need to do that. You're the richest company in the world, well beyond everybody else. Stop with this nickel and diming crap. Jan Hendrick is saying that the great with the new iMac Touch ID, which will only be with the keyboard. If you get that keyboard, I don't know if it's included. It may or may not be included, but it will work with other M1 Macs if you want to buy it as a separate accessory. Affordable price, yes, that's good. The bad, no SD card reader, it's ridiculous. No USB-A port, not good. No pen support, not good either. Small 24-inch screen, again, one of the big problems I had with it, I don't want a 24-inch screen. I want a bigger screen, 20, 27, 28, like the Surface Studio. So good points all around. It'll come, the 32-inch or whatever it'll be for the Pro level, and there you go. What did Apple do, Andrew? Well, I'm just telling you my opinion. You get to see you, Aditya. I'm just telling you my opinions on what I think of the new iMacs. I don't like the way they look. I think that white bezel is ridiculous. That chin looks hideous, in my opinion. These are not good-looking machines, and I think they're going backwards in terms of design. So I don't know, and I'm sure. What's Johnny Ives is probably like throwing up right now with that design. That's just my opinion. Tech Free Needs in the house. How are you, my friend? So that's the Mac announcements. Now I'm not getting the iMac. I don't think I'm going to review that. They're not sending me one, so I'm not going to go out of pocket for it. I'd rather wait for the bigger one, and I just don't think it's a design upgrade at all. I think it's regression, and I'm not going to do it. So, but I was considering getting that the iPad Pro, the 12.9 inch with the mini LED display. It looks gorgeous. M1 chip, of course, is in it. But now that I would have to buy a $350, $380, whatever it is for that updated Magic Keyboard, that just to me is just a ripoff, and I just don't know if I'm going to do it. Go for the Surface Studio. Yeah, unfortunately, Jeff, the Surface Studio is a little bit outdated in terms of the internals, but it is a beautiful design. There's no question. Do I like the purple iPhone 12? Yeah, it's a nice color, but it's an iPhone 12. Let's leave it at that. It's no news to me. That's a non-issue. It's a non-news item. I don't care. It's an iPhone 12. Lenovo's with the best thermals. We're going to get into all the Lenovo's in a moment. So and Aditya saying, does the iMac really need to be that thin? Just place the components behind the screen and make the iMac thicker? Yes, and make the thinner bezels. Look at the display. They're beautiful displays that they make with the thin bezels. Try to make that into the iMac. That's what I was hoping they would do. They didn't do that. They're cinema displays or whatever they call them nowadays. What phone do I use? I got the Pixel 5 here, and we'll talk about, oh, that reminds me, I got to talk. So Pixel 5 and most of you probably know, Fold 2 5G, which is in for repair. Remember, I think I showed it on a live stream. So I had to send it back. It's under warranty. It's being repaired as we speak by Samsung. There's a hairline fracture by the crease, believe it or not. Mr. Mobile experienced the same thing, so check out his video, and I might do a video on it as well. So I should have it back this week, and I'll let everybody know how my experience with their Premiere service is as far as repair, as far as Samsung. I hate Apple, but the XDR display, that was it, the XDR display. I suppose for someone that didn't buy the previous Magic Keyboard, it's not much of an issue, but I can see how much previous owners would be angry. Yeah, Duck Vision, the XDR display is a nice display, and I was hoping that would be the template for them to follow to make the new iMac. Maybe that will be for the bigger one, who knows? but not this one. That chin looks like shit, and I don't care if I get demonetized. All right. The AirTags didn't even come with a way to connect it to something. You have a purchase. Okay, how is everybody excited about AirTags? We've had this with the Tile, right? I've had the Tile in the laptop that HP sent me, the Dragonfly, for over a year now. The Tiles have been around. So why is it now everybody's just going nuts for this AirTags? I don't care about these AirTags. Are you kidding me? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably in the minority. People will buy them in droves. I hate, and then people are posting on Twitter that they're buying, oh, I bought the AirTag and the purple iPhone 12. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. All right, Robert, I have the 12.9 inch with the Magic Keyboard, $1,600. Right. Well, nice. I find it seldomly used with the keyboard. Exactly. Robert hits it right there. He hardly uses it. And now they're nickel and diming the customer base that they just bought last year, this very expensive accessory. Sheep. I love Apple, but come on. AirTags, come on. Yeah, I'm joking here. Yeah, it's nice. Is it revolutionary? No. Tile's been doing this for years. Give me a break. Give me a break. Okay. I should have a sheep sound. That's a good one to add, Carl. I'm going to add a sheep sound. Andrew, I think the do hate Apple. What? I don't hate Apple. I love Apple. I'm using Apple right now. I'd call them out, though. I'm calling them out for the bullshit. So there you go. All right. 141 of you watching. Good to see everybody. It's Andrew here. If you're joining us late, we're taking a look at the X1 Carbon Gen 9, which you can see right here. Actually, right here. This is the Nano. These are the Gen 9s that I have. I just dropped a video yesterday. It's doing very well. So check it out after the live stream. The link will be in the description, or you can just head to my channel and do a search. It's right there. I got a lot of stuff coming up, people. I got the HP Envy. And by the way, that review should be dropping tomorrow. I don't want to release it today because Sunday is not a great cycle to release reviews. This is more good for live streaming. I'll have it this week, so it's coming. Now, speaking of that HP Envy, so one of the big things that people were criticizing on that new redesigned HP Envy X360 15 was the lack of the numpad. Well, good news, people, and I tweeted this out last week, and I left links, and I'll show you it again today. It should be in the video. I'll put it when it's done if it's not there. You can now get the redesigned 2021 HP X360 with the numpad. I know some people were criticizing it for not having the numpad. Let me share my display here. So this is the link, and again, I'll put the link when we're done if it's not there already. So you can choose the same Ryzen 5000 series. You can get it with the Ryzen 5 or the Ryzen 7. These are the two choices. And you can get it up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. And you have the choice between the 250 nit display or the 400 nit display, which I recommend. That's a $100 premium. And you can get it with 512 gigs. But of course, you could always upgrade it yourself, so you can save some money there. Pen, Wi-Fi 6, all included, of course. So you can do it, people. And as you can see here, right here, you can see that, and I'll put my cursor there, there is the infamous or beloved numpad. So you have a choice. There are two SKUs. You can get it with or without the numpad. So just wanted to let you know, and there you go. So that was, again, a big issue, and I think Handquake, you might have said it last time. You said, why don't they offer two different SKUs of it? One with the numpad, one with the maybe it was you, or maybe it was William or somebody, but there you go. All right, Apple has great stuff, and I really like the products. I own a lot of them, but they are just pricey and always find ways to get you to spend extra while using, and that's their magic, right? That's the way they're able to do it. That's the way they're able to do it, Robert. Good point. All right, Alienware Youssef, good channel, man. Keep going. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Sheeple get excited about the AirTags because they belong to a cult. Probably think Steve Jobs invented them. And again, I'm not bashing Apple. I'll call them out. I like Apple. I call them out, and I like their stock. I call them out when they need to be called out on, and this is one they need to be called out on. This is just effing ridiculous. All right. What is your view on AMD versus Intel and high-end laptops? So many come with Intel processors, but from the benchmark, seems like Ryzen's head and shoulders. Not necessarily anymore. I'm seeing better graphics on the integrated XE graphics from the Tiger Lake. Sorry. AMD not doing as well, and I'll show you that in that review that's upcoming. But for multi-core work, absolutely AMD is crushing it. For graphics work, Intel made a really big leap this time around, you know, with the Iris Xe, and I've talked about it. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. We'll talk more about it. I like the Apple stock too. So there you go, Robert. What do you think about the Surface Laptop 4? I love it. I'm loving it. In fact, my review will be dropping this week as well. For those that it's doing really well on my channel, I think it's got like 30, 35,000 now it's up to. It's really doing well. And there you go. Yeah, I agree, Zach. So as much as we bash Intel, I got to give them credit. The integrated Iris Xe graphics are a big improvement, and they are outpacing the integrated Radeon graphics. Now, multi-core threads and stuff like that are going to be an advantage. AMD, Ryzen, I love it for that. But graphics work, if you're heavy into Photoshop, if you're heavy into graphics things, well, I got to give the nod to Intel right now. And we'll talk more about that. I have something coming up on that. But they have the pros and cons, okay? As much as we're bashing Intel, and I'm getting all the Intel hate in every video now, the hate is beyond ridiculous. We got to call out what is good and what is bad. And what is good is the integrated Xe graphics. And I'm just going to call it like I see it. I'm a straight shooter. You know that. So I'm calling it as I see it. All right. So run 80S, Andrew Mark developer. Good. Had both Ryzen 4800U and the i7 Tiger Lake. Compiling an Orchid Core project around the 100 is faster on Intel by a good margin. And I'm not a developer, so you would know better than me, but it seems that would make sense with what's going on right now. So that's very interesting, and thank you for that. That makes a lot of sense. But again, pros and cons on both sides of that. All right, we got 155 of you watching, and we have, let's see how many likes. We have 97 likes. Let's get to 100, people. Come on. Come on. I want a 1-to-1 ratio. Come on, what's going on? All right. This has been a good live stream so far. How long have we been going here? We hit the 100. All right. 45 minutes in, and we got 100 likes. That's good. Are HP overheating issues still prevalent? Had many problems, especially with the HP. I think the thermals are decent. I haven't seen too many overheating issues. When you say overheating, it's getting too hot to touch the surface, or you're saying thermal throttling with performance issues. That's two different things. So we need to be more specific. And Omar was number 100. All right, I take your word for it, man. Thank you. Late to the party, Jet. Good to see you, my friend. And it's good that you're here. Glad to see you. Can I play CSGO on Intel Xe graphics? Yeah, I think you can. CSGO is not the most intensive graphics, right? I show some, you can play GTA 5. I showed that. You can play The Witcher 3. You can play other titles like that. To each his own. Yep, I agree. I cannot wait for the Sheeple fan to dump their iMac M1 with 2 ports. Oh, that's the other thing, Aditya. The 2 ports. I mean, you got to be kidding me. They did this with the MacBook Air, and now they're putting this crap with the iMac? Come on. Thank you, Kasara. All right, let me check the stream, make sure everything's looking okay. Just got to make my check here in the middle here. The X1 Carbon Gen 9 rather is doing very well. So that's doing very well. Oh boy, joined a bit late, Kadeem. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Yes, all is well by me, my friend. Thank you. So is Lenovo currently hosting a sale on its 2021 ThinkPad X1 Carbon with the latest Intel? So what's what we have here today. So they do run a lot of sales. In fact, I picked up this one for $1,400 and I showed it in the video with tax here in Las Vegas. So it's 13 and change with tax, 1430, I think. Core i5, 8 gigabytes, nothing special. Core i5, 1130 G5, 1135 G7, Iris Xe graphics integrated, and of course, the 256 gigabyte, very fast SSD. It was good numbers on that for $1,400, and I think it's a good deal. Now, I don't know if you're necessarily going to get that sale right now, but they are constantly running sales. Yeah, I will try that, my friend. That would be a really good benchmark. Millions of developers are compiling Java, .NET, but hardly anyone is testing that. I will look into that. Duck Vision is saying, get Intel Tiger Lake for laptops without dedicated GPUs. Get AMD with dedicated GPUs. And that is not a bad way to look at it. That's a good perspective. I like that. Thank you, Duck Vision. Yeah. Yeah, we talked about this, Jad. It's so Apple can charge you exorbitant prices for their dongles, more money for Apple. And I was talking about this earlier. The fact that you now have to buy an all new, very expensive Magic Keyboard for the 12.9 inch iPad Pro with the M1 and the beautiful new display with the mini LED technology. You now have to pay an additional $350, $380, whatever it is for that accessory. That's ridiculous. We got another super chat from Handquake. All right, let me get it onto there you go. Good stream, and I agree, Handquake. It is a good stream today. Thank you so much, my friend. That means a lot. All right. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Andrew Mark David, is there a significant difference between the GPU on the i5 and the i7? It's a little bit better on the i7, but I can't test it on this one just yet because this one here is defective. The fans are broken on it, and they're giving me a replacement unit. I should have it early next week in time to do my full review. So we'll talk more about that. Apple is a cachet brand. That is correct. They're cashing in, so to speak. No pun intended, or cachet. They have a lot of cachet, and they're going to try to milk it for what it's worth. Yeah, thank you, Robert. I agree. I'm glad. I hope you like the live streams because I saw some other tech YouTubers saying that it hurts the channels when you do live streaming. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think that if you make good content and it's engaging, it's interactive, like I think this one is, I think people will come and they will like it and it helps your channel, doesn't hurt. I like this interaction. So I'm still thinking about how we're going to really do this. Always trying to make it better, what would be the best for the channel. And so I'm always looking to improve it. Now you know Apple's magic. Yeah, it's making money at any and all costs, right? Right, William? Oh, and I have a bug in here. All right. Not yet. We're not going off yet. I hit the wrong button. Is the QHD display really glossy? It is. It is glossy, but not terrible. Let's take a look at it. So let's go here. So this is the non-glossy, and then this is the glossy display. So you can see here, it's not too terrible. This is a matte display on this one, or anti-glare coating on this one, and not bad, right? Not bad. Beautiful 3840 by 2400 UHD plus. This is 1920 by 1200, which is UHD plus, both 16:10 aspect ratios. I love the live streams due to the fact that we can get to interact with you and the viewers. Not everybody likes them. Not everybody likes them, but I appreciate that. I like the instant recognize feature. Yes, so that is the other thing I had to turn off due to it would constantly be going off on my videos. So I had to turn them off on these. But what it has is auto detection. So if you go in front of the laptop, the camera, it's an infrared camera, it recognizes you, it logs you in. When you walk away, it logs you out. I had to turn it off because it would be hard to do any filming, and to do a live stream would be going on and off like crazy, and it's very annoying. So I turned it off on these, which is in the settings, but very easily done. You can turn them back on. How are the thermals on the Intel X1s? They're good so far. I can't really test this one because the fans are broken on this one, but this one is looking good. Battery life is looking good on this as well. 14 plus hours on my test, which is pretty nice. We have a bigger battery this time around. We're looking at 57 watt hours versus the 51 watt hours on Gen 8. So a nice year-to-year improvement on battery. I'm liking that. Is the camera and mic on your i5 any better than the i7? So that's a good question. I want to test that out. We can do that right now. So let's bring up the camera on the i5. Now, you will notice that the difference in display, so the differences might show a little bit. So there's the i5. And here's the i7 version on the UHD Plus. Okay, so you could sort of get a picture here. Okay, this is looking better. The i5 is looking better. I think so. A little bit. This is warmer. This one seems warmer. This one seems cooler, but sharper. No, maybe I'm wrong. Let me clean it, make sure they're clean. Hold on. Okay, that's clean. Oh, that's better. So it was a little dirty. So a little bit warmer on the UHD Plus, a little bit cooler on the i5, right? i5, i7. Yeah, I think this one it's different. This is a little bit warmer. Again, different displays. Full HD Plus, UHD Plus, both IPS. There is a fan failure on this one. That is correct. Boyo, 14 plus hours on this one on my testing. So you're definitely looking at mixed use. You're looking at anywhere from 10 to 12 easily. Not bad. Very good, actually. This one I cannot test until I get the new unit because the fans are broken, so I can't really test it properly. Is there a difference in hardware because of the screen option? I don't know. They're both Windows Hello cameras, so they both infrared. So I'm not sure why this one looks different than this one. I think I'm going to chalk it up to the displays. I think they're the same camera. I didn't hear of any differences in the camera. What are your thoughts on the i9 versus the i7? Do you think the i9 will be more popular in the future? i9 is good. I have one here on my MacBook. It has more cores. It's a higher clock speed and so forth, more power. But that's usually saved for the higher end or the more powerful laptops, right? How about the text clarity? Well, this one is, again, this display will be better for content creators because it has a better color accuracy, much better color accuracy. In fact, it's outstanding on this one. If you saw the numbers, it's not bad. This is a little bit more than 2. We want to see it under 2 for color accuracy on the Delta E. This one is like a 0.63 or something like that. Outstanding. 100% coverage, 95% of the sRGB on this one or something like that. So all the numbers are in the video, so check it out. I hope so. It would be a nice option to have maybe next year, maybe. I don't know. I know the T-Series is getting it. So these are the cameras. The microphones, I say, were okay, nothing special. A little disappointing we didn't get a 1080p camera. It's a little bit of disappointing. Is Apple better than Intel? It's hard. That's a whole nother discussion. That's a whole nother Kasara. We'll have to have a whole live stream on that. How do you test battery life? I actually have a very special test I use. So it measures at 150 nits. So I put the laptop's on 150 nits. It runs a continuous loop on web surfing. So it goes to many different websites doing different things on a continuous loop. And it has a whole sorts of things in there. That's how it tests, and it keeps track of how long it's running. So that is standard throughout my testing. It's a pretty good industry standard as well. So it's 150 nits over Wi-Fi as well. So there you go. And then you can extrapolate from that real-world usage. But the thermals on the i9 Mac suck. It's deliberately thermal throttled. Well, you know, that's a whole nother story as well. Yeah. Thermals are always going to be an issue. Actually, there is multi-touch support on the 16 gigabyte model. I'm not sure if it's been support. So there is a model with a full HD plus touch display. Now, these are the non-touch. I think these have the low blue light filter on these. on this one, rather. This one is an HDR Dolby Vision display. It's the more high-end display. It's like a $200 or so premium to pay for that UHD Plus display. What about the wireless WAN mode? Can it be bought separately? Okay, so here's the thing. It's not that simple. You would think when I opened it up that there are no antenna leads in there. That's number one. So you'd have to get it, I think the best way to do it, and maybe the only way to do it, through Lenovo. You'd have to configure it with it there. I don't think you can, it won't be easily added after market, so, or after you buy it. So there you go. Yeah, thermals are not an issue now. The M1 runs very, very cool and very efficiently as well. Is it possible that the review unit does not have a properly tuned camera and mic? I thought that the sound in our review was somewhat muffled. Yeah, it is what it is. They're not great. These cameras are not great. Possibly there might be something. This is a defective unit with the fan, so I don't know. Good question. Very hard to find right now. Slim 7 Pro, you cannot get it in the US. It'll be available June in Europe for sure. So China, Europe are definitely getting it. I haven't heard anything since. I was hoping Best Buy, there was talk that maybe they might get it. Nothing yet. So these are the cameras. Yeah, I don't know if they're necessarily available just yet. So you may have to wait until that is going to be an availability. I know that they're just starting to roll these out. I know they've been out for about a month, so that may be coming. I'll reach out to Lenovo, find out where is the wireless WAN as the option. They are touting it, so I don't doubt it will be there. I just don't know when it's going to be available on their site. You can order from AliExpress, of course. By doing that, there are a couple of downsides. Number one, you don't get the warranties that you would normally get. And number two, and if you have any issues, you have problems getting it repaired. And then number two, you're paying a premium to import it. So there are, the sellers on AliExpress put a premium they are on top of the actual price. So they're really jacking up the prices. Yeah, no thermal issues on my M1 Mac Mini. Didn't see any on the MacBook Air M1, although if you're going to do anything more than 10 minutes, get the MacBook Pro M1. What about the carbon fiber weave lid on the UHD model? Does it feel durable enough? Yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful. That's not an issue. Here it is. This is the woven carbon fiber weave, as you can see there. And this one has the regular black that you'd get on the other models. Both look nice. It's just a matter of, it feels a little bit more smoother. It feels a little bit more grippier, I think, a little bit on the woven carbon fiber weave. This feels smoother. Both feel really good. They're both excellent materials used. These are carbon magnesium chassis on these, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we have 138 watching. That'll update soon. And then we have 118. We're getting there, 118 likes. Let's get a 1-to-1 ratio. People, hit that like button. Come on. Help this get spread out over YouTube. That's right, Kasara. You laid down the law. Great-looking laptops. They are great-looking laptops. No question. Jason, a big Yankee fan, hopefully they're turning things around. They've won 3 straight, so that's good. Will you be comparing the Carbon to the new X1 Yoga Gen 6 soon? I don't have one yet. If they do give it to me, yes. I don't think I'll buy one. I did check out the X1 Titanium Yoga, which is different. That is a different machine, a different beast, thin. I love it. It's a 3-to-2 aspect ratio, and I'll be talking more about that in the full review. All right. So what do you think of the X1 Carbon Gen 9, people? I like it. Now, I can't get a good gauge on that Core i7 until I get the replacement unit, so we'll see. All right. Slim 9i I don't have. Until I test that out, I can't comment. I don't like commenting on devices I haven't checked out yet. But it looks good on paper, so we'll see. We'll see. Now, wouldn't these be great with a nice AMD option on these X1 Carbons? I think it would. I think it would be a nice option to have an AMD on this. We'll see. OLED is coming. I don't have any OLED on the Lenovo Slim 7 Pro. Some 7i Pro. I don't have that one. I know there is an option for the. I checked out the. I have a pre-production unit for the AMD version. So for those, you could check out my videos on that. But I don't have the 7i Pro yet. Not yet. So Jet loves the X1 Carbon, favorite Windows laptop of all time. Yeah, one of my favorites. It holds a dear place in my heart. Definitely one of my favorites. And I think it's really nice. I think I know Gen 7 to Gen 8 was not much of an update at all, if any, very, very minor. This is a more pronounced update. This really has a nice move to the 16 to 10 aspect ratio as opposed to the 16 to 9. And so I really do like that. So yeah, I agree, Jet. Duck Vision says the lack of Thunderbolt on the X1 series might not work since it's targeted for businesses. No, well, what do you mean the lack of Thunderbolt? This has Thunderbolt 4. So are you talking about if they were to put an AMD processor, right, with the lack of Thunderbolt? Yeah, that might be an issue. Maybe that might be a good reason why they didn't put an AMD, because of the lack of Thunderbolt. But there's no reason why they can't do USB 4, right? And that could do a lot of the same things. So who knows? It's a lot of politics. X1 Carbon is awesome. I have one as well. Great laptop. Yeah. Is there anything you don't have, Robert? That's pretty good. You seem like you have a lot. You're giving me a run for the money here. Hey, Andrew. Love your content. Thank you. I was wondering if you could say more about the keyboard compared to the Nano and the previous generation. Yeah. So I touched upon this earlier, and this you'll see the fingerprints here. And there's your good. Again, you'll be wiping these down, but not quite as bad as past versions. So Fraser, there we go. Fraser, what you want to do, take a look at these. So like the Nano that I talked about, I have that here. These have a little bit more shallow key travel than we normally are used to with a ThinkPad. But I gotta tell you, very satisfying, very, very good feel. Good tactile feedback. I don't think you're going to suffer with reduced shallowness here. I think it's still a great keyboard. There's no question. Not a deal breaker. I would not stay away from this because of the keyboard. That's for sure. It's one of the strong points. It still is. Just a little bit more shallow than we from the Gen 8 and previous generations. But I don't think it's going to be that to the point where you shouldn't buy it. It's a fantastic keyboard. I typed on it quite a bit yesterday, just to use it, and had no issues whatsoever. Same could be said for the Nano. So the Nano, which I have here, and again, you'll see fingerprints, but that's okay. So the Nano is here, and again, 1.35, a little bit more, I would say, maybe on the Carbon, X1 Carbon. But really nice. And I got to say, this is my favorite grab and go laptop. Something about this Nano that it's hard to put my finger on it, but it's just one of those things that you can't quantify so much. It's a feeling, right? So this laptop is fantastic. So Renat K with the super chat. Thank you. And that's $4.99. Hi, Andrew. What is the battery life with the UHD panel, and when do you think eSIM will come to this laptop? So I don't know if it has eSIM. I don't think it does. I think you'd have to use a nano SIM. It might come. I don't know. I'm not sure if it does have it or it does not have it. Somebody can correct me. Maybe it doesn't. I got to charge this one. So I can't test the battery life on that yet because that's a defective unit. But I will be testing it when I get my replacement unit. So stay tuned, Renat, and thank you for that super chat. Yeah, these are the ThinkPads. Let me plug this one in. And speaking of ThinkPad keyboards, let me move this over for a moment. I've been using this quite a bit. This is the ThinkPad Bluetooth keyboard, what do they call it? The TrackPoint keyboard 2. Fantastic. One of my favorites. This has really good key travel. It's got the track point. It's got some mouse buttons here. Really gorgeous. If you love ThinkPad keyboards, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. And they're not that expensive. They're less than $100, I think, over at Lenovo. They sent it over a while back, and I use it all the time. And speaking of keyboards, I thought it might be appropriate to show it here because how good it is. So the weight between all of these is pretty small. They're not, I mean, again, this is a 1.99 pounds, less than a kilogram. These are what, 2.7 pounds, maybe less. Not much of a difference. I mean, you'll notice it with this one a little bit more because of how light it is. It's incredibly light. Hardly feel it in the bag. So just so you know. All right. So that's our ThinkPad keyboard. You can see it here. A good, no trackpad on that keyboard. No, they put the track point. They call it the track point keyboard. And there you can see it. Typical ThinkPad quality. You could get it on the Lenovo site, Robert. I'll find out. They sent it over to me. It's fantastic. I use it all the time. I'll try to get a link for everybody, and after I'm done, I'll put it in the show notes. Have I experienced any issues with that Bluetooth keyboard and the 11 Gen? I have not. I know other people have, Jeff, with the Bluetooth on 11 Gen Tiger Lake, but I have not really noticed any issues. So I would tell you if I did, but I haven't noticed any issues. Get a little coffee here. A lot of people are not fans of the track points. Dark Vision with a super chat. Seems this is the year the X1 Extreme Gen 4 will be great. Well, we'll see. I don't have any information yet, but I'm looking forward to that. And thank you for the $6.69 super chat from our good buddy, Duck Vision. David Smith, how are you? All right. Thank you, Duck Vision. That's pretty generous. Thank you. Yes, it is Bluetooth, but you could also, and let me go back here. There's also a dongle you can use, a USB. You can connect it via USB dongle that this comes out. And you can plug that in the back on your USB-C port, or USB-A port, rather. But it also is Bluetooth. So I use it as Bluetooth when I can. And there you go. All right. Let's see here. Andrew, I think you're getting richer. Financially, no. I wish I was getting richer. Richer in the sense that I have all these good friends that come every week and are big supporters of the channel and coming to watch time, super chats, memberships. Yeah, I'm lucky in that regard. I'm rich in that manner. Financially, not so much, but that's okay. I do this because I love it. I do have a regular job that I do, so thank God I wouldn't have to rely on this to as a full-time thing. But there you go. Phones are overrated. Yeah, I guess I'm bored with phones, to be honest with you. I haven't seen anything that really has gotten me excited in a long time. The Fold 1 really got me excited. But since I love the Mate 20X, and since Huawei's not here really now, I've lost somewhat of an interest, I guess. Benjamin is saying, just get one that works and works well. Of course, no need to spend $1,000 on a cell phone. Yeah, so there are some great budget stuff from Xiaomi and stuff. People are very happy, I guess, with that Mi 11 Ultra. That's getting a lot of good buzz. Thank you. I appreciate that, Victor. I appreciate that. Victor Andrade. All right, we have 158 watching. All right, we have a really nice live stream today. Good turnout. Yeah, I still have the Note 9. I also have the Note 9. But my main phones that I'm using, Handquake, I'm using the Pixel 5, and now I'm part of Team Pixel. They sent it to me, so I didn't have to pay for it. But I use it, and I've showed it in the live streams and videos and so forth. And then I use the the Galaxy Z Fold 2 5G, which is currently in for repair because there is a hairline fracture going down that... what is it? The crease. In fact, I tweeted it out to Mr. Mobile, and we talked about it a little bit. If you go to my Twitter, and maybe I could bring it up over here. I can sort of show it to you, my photo. So if I go to home, go to my profile, go to my tweets, and I can bring it onto the here once I find it. And I can show it to you. Okay, so let me bring this on. So there it is. This is what happened to me, ladies and gentlemen. This is a $2,000+ phone that cracked. I mean, it worked, and you can see a little scratch there in the middle, but you can see it right down where the crease is. Now, I'm waiting for Samsung. They have it. They've received it in their Premier service. It was very easy to work with so far. And that, I don't know, Robert, if you have one of these, but be on the lookout for these. It's under warranty, but hopefully they won't charge me anything. I don't know anything yet until they repair it. They did receive it, and there you go. Could you show us the ThinkPad? I've been showing it the whole, Jonas. Where have you been? They've been an hour with the ThinkPads. Yeah, Mallory's not here today. I noticed that. She would have told Andrew I said hello. Oh, this is Granny Elizabeth. How are you, my friend? Wow, good to see you. All right, Granny, and I hope everything's well with you. Good to see you. And I'm glad you could stop by. I hope you are feeling well and everything is good. All right. I'll tell Mallory you said hi. I almost purchased one, but didn't because I was concerned about that. Yes, good call. I take one for the team, of course. I love it, by the way. I love the Fold 2. I use it all the time. I used it a lot more than I thought, much more than I do my iPad since I've gotten it. But I noticed it getting worse and worse as time went on. So that looks pretty bad, right? It's just from normal use, opening and closing, multiple times a day, thousands of times. Who knows how long? What do I want from a $2,000 phone? Not for this to happen. Not good. Not good. No. So I'm going to do a video on my experience with that. I want everybody to know, but I want to make sure, give them the benefit of the doubt. With their so-called Premier service, we'll see how that all is going to play out. Ignoring your question. I don't know, Bushan. I don't know what your question is. I'm one man here. I'm trying to work a stream with 150 people all at once, multiple camera angles, multiple things I have to balance and juggle. Give me a break, my friend. Give me a break. I'm not here as your personal question answerer or whatever. I'm not at your beck and call. That's what I'm trying to say. So my thoughts compared to X1 Nano. I talk about it a little bit. If you want better performance, go with the X1 Carbon Gen 9. If you want an even svelte or more portable device, which I do find myself grabbing, go with the Nano. It's as simple as that. You need more ports, go with the Gen 9. How do you like the Extreme? And by the way, Bushan, if you don't like it, don't watch. You know, I get to when I can, I can. That's it. Exactly, Duck Vision. Exactly. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sugarcoating it here. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to tell you what I think of these devices. If you like it, come by, stop by. We can have a great time. If not, if you get upset because I don't answer your question, well, I'm sorry, my friend. It's too bad. Go to the other tech reviewers that are taking their time 2 hours out of a Sunday to do this. Okay? Go there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring the mood down. It's just like whatever. And speaking of bringing the mood down, EFUD. All right, my friend. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad. And he's honest. He tells me he doesn't like the live stream, but he showed up anyway. That's a good guy. I don't know. They just announced the P17, so I don't know when the Gen 2 will come. Thank you. I appreciate that, Robert. I didn't mean to get all pissed off at this guy, but you know what? He's upset because I didn't answer his question in time. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm at your beck and call. I don't know what else to do. Please. Ay. The New Yorker's coming out in AMD. That's right, my friend. Forget about it. I'm going to start drinking on this morning show. I think I'm going to start drinking alcohol because it's too much. I'm going to start drinking. It's better that than other things. Thanks for providing all the information. Great interaction. Plan to catch these streams more often. Love the ThinkPad content. All right, Fraser, man. Thank you. And great. Thank you for stopping by. That means a lot. Let's go Rangers. Okay. I like the Rangers. Okay. I'm a Knicks fan, by the way. And if those who are following the NBA, I'm a huge Knicks fan. And I don't normally talk sports here. Although the Yankees I do talk about with Jason sometimes. But the Knicks have won 9 in a row, which is unbelievable from a team that's been so bad for 20 plus years. It's really good to see. I'm wishing them the best. They deserve it. The New York fans deserve it. So here you are, New York Knicks fans. Yankees, they could do better right now. Thinking of buying the kids a Wi-Fi laptop, would you recommend the Carbon 9, Gen 9, or the MacBook M1, Jason? It depends. The M1 is really good performance. For them, probably that'll be good. But if you're going to do the stuff like we do, I like the Gen 9. I like the expandability aspect of the RAM, the SSD. I like the fact that you connect to an external GPU, the more ports. The list goes on and on. But Handquake says M1. There you go. Can't go wrong either way. Pretty good, actually. 2 SSD ports, one with Win 10 for Ubuntu, 1650 graphics card. Okay, so you guys are talking about that. Now, I want to show Ubuntu on this. I'm working on it this week. I want to show Ubuntu on my ThinkPads from now on. 158 watching. Yeah, it's good. 158 watching. They got to see me go off on a viewer today. But that's okay. That's okay. You know, I'm doing the best I can, my friends. I'm doing the best I can. What do you think is better as a CAD designer? XPS 15, ThinkPad Extreme Gen 3, Asus G4. I didn't do the Asus G14 or the G15. Portability, I like the Dell XPS 15, but thermals may be an issue. Extreme Gen 3 is good. They're all good. We can have a whole discussion on that. We'll have to table that for now, but they're both good. I haven't tested the Asus, but stay tuned. M1 for sure. Yeah, I can't go wrong with the M1. I have an M1 Mac Mini here. It's great. MacBook Air I tested. I didn't test the MacBook Pro with the M1, but hearing good things. I was still hoping you release your review of the. I have it here, Jeff. I got to get that out. I'm gonna definitely get it out this week, so stay tuned. It's shot. I just got to finish editing it, but I got so inundated. So here is Run 80's review of the X1 Carbon Gen 9, is what you see back here. This is the Nano. So he's saying the review of the device, great device with a few nitpicks. Smaller fans produce some whining. Some people have been saying that. Track point buttons make touchpad too narrow. Could be, yes. Speakers are average. I thought the speakers were good, actually. But I can see where I like those quad speakers. I think you have a good analysis here. I think the speakers were better than what you're saying, but that's my opinion. But again, I'm not an audiophile by any stretch. So the speaker quality, Christian, is pretty good. XPS, it might be better. XPS 15 is a bigger device with a dedicated GPU, and so you're going to get better things and performance out of that as well. AMD is not your, you know what. That's right. That's it, swine fuzz. All right. That's coming this week. That's coming this week. I promise. It's almost done. A lot of people are asking about that. I don't know. Maybe there's something else coming in its place. We'll have to see, Peter. All right, Robert, man, take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you for the super chat. And stay tuned. That Remarkable 2 is coming up. You got it, Christian. Yeah, and I'm very happy with Run 80S's nice contribution today. When will Intel and AMD be able to compete with Apple M1? They are competing. The question is, what do you prefer? How superior is the X1 Carbon Gen 9 over the previous? I think those integrated XE graphics are significant. So it is, from a performance standpoint, better. Thermals seem to be better so far. I still have more testing to do. And I like the bigger battery that it has, so we have better battery life. So a nice upgrade if you're coming from those previous gens. Hit that like button, people. That is good. That is a good suggestion. We have 160 watching. We're now at an hour and 21 minutes. I don't know if we're going to go well past an hour and a half. We usually keep these to about an hour and a half, but it's been pretty lively today and pretty much well behaved so far, knock on wood. People have been behaving themselves, but who knows? I love how the magnesium finish doesn't dig into the palms. They really are very comfortable finish on these. No accident there. They know what they're doing there with these designs. Very rugged as well, having undergone over 200 plus tests. Military grade rating in terms of durability. Very, very good. You got it, Kasara. So we have 146 likes and we have 153 watching. Let's get that to 1-to-1. We're almost there. Greetings from Germany, from Smugflux. All right. I don't know if you're related, but you're also in Germany. You're the same person. Who knows? All right. So any other questions? Smash that like button, people. Canada. Yes, Canada. That is right. All right. So I spoke to LG. They're supposedly sending me one. We'll see. LG Gram 16. Jed Martin saying, for normal work, I prefer the Lenovo X1. For video editing, I use the M1. So there you go. Oh, Canada. Love Canada. I went to the University of Buffalo for my undergraduate, which is very close to Canada, obviously the border. And I would go into Ontario, and the drinking age was 19. So when I was going, I'm a dinosaur, but when I was going to college, drinking age was 21, but we would go into Canada, it was only 19. So we would go over the bridge and so forth. Do you think the Google Pixel 6 will have the rumored Whitechapel SoC? I don't know. Maybe they have their own chip from what I'm hearing, right? Yes, Jeff, it was not pleasant. So then I moved down to Miami after that. So for good reason. I lived there many years, but yeah. And I like Las Vegas. I think the climate in Vegas is good because you have seasons. Winters can get a little cold, but it's nice. It's a dry air here. I like it. I like it a lot. It's really pleasant. In the summer, it's just brutal here, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, very, very hot. I'm in the legal field, Zach. I'm in the legal field. When are my Lenovo 16-inch QHD laptops out? When are the new Lenovo 16-inch QHD? I don't know. When they release them, they'll probably send me one. So stay tuned, Michael. Hopefully soon. It's a dry heat here in Las Vegas, so it's not as bad when it's humid like in Miami, but it is such a dry heat, but it's still hot. I don't care what anybody says. 120 degrees is 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So the heat is still better than the cold. Yeah, some of the most brutal winters I've spent were in Buffalo. There's no question. In fact, the winter of 93, I don't know if anybody goes back that long. I was in college, and it was so cold. I think it was a record-breaking amount of snow. Airports were closed. The roads were closed. It was impossible to get around. But at the University of Buffalo, where I went, SUNY Buffalo, they have underground tunnels to get between the buildings because it's so cold and windy. You get that lake effect from Lake Erie that you would have to use these underground systems that they had that you would get around from building to building to get to classes. Very interesting now that I look back at it. I like humidity, but that's why I want to move to Florida. So some people like it. I didn't know how I'd like Las Vegas because of the dry air, but I got to tell you, living in Las Vegas has been so great. First of all, I didn't expect the food to be that good, and you can see I like to eat, obviously. The food here is fantastic, and coming from a person from New York where the food is fantastic, unbelievable, world-class cuisine, coming to Vegas was very good. I mean, I was really shocked on how much better it was than Florida. Now, things have changed. Florida has gotten better. New York is still great, I assume, but there you go. But Vegas, unbelievable. And I like the shows and all that stuff. I was a late tuner to live stream. How much is the laptop? So you can get it. You can get the X1 Carbon Gen 9 for about $1,600, but it goes on sale. I got mine for about $1,400 with tax. So all in, it's like $1,300 and change plus tax, $1,430, Core i5, 256, and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So there you go. In Buffalo, you have to become a mole in the winter. Yeah, well, winters are just brutal there. Las Vegas is just fun if you have a bit of self-control. Yeah, I'm not a gambler, so that's the thing I should preface. I don't like gambling. I'm not a gambler. I mean, I'll play every few years, like $20, but I'm not a gambler. If you're a gambler, you cannot live in this town, right, Handquake? You cannot. There's no way to survive in this town if you're a heavy addicted gambler. There's no way. Come to Mombasa, you'll know what heat is. Humidity. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the humidity. We have it pretty bad here with the dry heat because it is a desert, but yeah, Mombasa is pretty bad, right? So as far as the humidity, it's hot. So it's hot and humid, it compounds the problem. Wow. All right. So we got the weather here in Las Vegas, and it's been nice really lately, and I have a pool here in my house, and so I'll be able to. In fact, what I was thinking of doing was doing an outdoor live stream by my pool, by the pool area, and maybe do something a little different when the weather gets a little bit warmer. It's a little too chilly for that in the mornings, but in the afternoons, it's good. So I might do something. Maybe I'll have a few people over. Maybe Handquake, you could come over since you're local. Any other locals, maybe as long as you're not too crazy, then we can do something. And we're all vaccinated and everything, so I guess. So there you go. It'd be more safe. So, but who knows? Let's see what happens. When the city's going to open up, what is it, June 1st? So we'll see how that all. San Diego's fantastic weather, Jet. Too crowded. Yeah, no. That's why I like Vegas. It's still pretty great. That's still great. Yeah, that would be awesome, Zach. We should have a get together. We could barbecue. We could do all sorts of stuff. But you'd have to come to Vegas, people. Yeah, and I could show it outside in the upcoming videos. I used to do that a lot, right? My last house that I lived in, I would do a lot of backyard shots. You even saw my laptop 3 video. That was more because I didn't have enough space in my studio, to be honest. It was a pretty cramped studio. Here, it's good. Coffee's great, my friend. So we have the coffee's great, my Lenovo mug. So you get the second dose. Okay. Yeah, the second dose is pretty bad. A lot of people have a lot of reactions. Could have a virtual pool party live stream. Yes, we could. For now. But when things open up, I want to have people over. I want to have a party. Yeah, with my my leather jacket and sunglasses. It look ridiculous, but you know what? Who cares, right? Always talking about great Bluetooth headphones. Excited. John Henrik is saying, well, let me get that onto the stream. Excited about great Bluetooth headphones. Excited about Sony's releasing the WH-1000 XM4s. I have the previous ones. Silent white. That could be nice. Yeah, that does sound nice. I'm not an IT expert. I'm good at reviewing laptops, but I'm not an IT person. Believe it or not, I'm not. So I just review. I just like good laptops, good engineering, just the way they look, kind of shallow kind of thing. But I try to look at it from the consumer's perspective, the person buying it. Surface Headphone 2 also recommendable, and now there is a Plus version. Yeah, they're really nice. You know, don't get me started on Microsoft because they ghosted me again. Large coffee. There you go. Yeah, this coffee really helps me get through these live streams. I'm going to start drinking soon on these live streams because of some of the craziness. And I had that one guy earlier saying, oh, you didn't get to my question. Well, no, I didn't. Life sucks. Deal with it. Second dose is coming. Yeah. Pfizer is, yeah, that's the one I guess most people are getting. All right, man. Take care, Handquake. And that's my cue as well. It is time to go. Carl, Handquake. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, I think it's time. It's an hour and a half, and it was a great live stream. I want to thank the moderators for doing such a great job. Fantastic, everybody. That's for you. All right, so got a lot of stuff coming up this week. I got the Remarkable 2 that's coming, and I also got that monitor from Dell, the 38-inch curved monitor. It is fantastic. I got the HP Envy X360 15 review. That's going to be up first. That's upcoming. That's priority. And then I got the rest of the reviews coming. I got to test these. I got the replacement unit of the X1 Carbon Gen 9 Core i7 UHD+. So that's all coming up, people. So until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.